Comedy Underground, where we bring you local comedians right here on local television. Before further ado, let me bring up your host for the night. Please give a big round welcome to Demetrius Big D Hullum! CCTV, Cambridge Comedy Underground, we're back at it like cook crack. I didn't think you guys would get the reference. Man, this is the local comedy show that we do here to give comedians the opportunity to get a nice solid tape and bring the funny for you guys. So we're gonna kick this thing off. I'm gonna talk about a few things like that's been bothering me, right? Like I do shows all over New England, you know? I did a show in Vermont not long ago. And the craziest thing happened to me at this show. I've never seen this happen. White people actually brought their little kids to the show. That made no sense to me whatsoever. It was at a titty bar, man. That was crazy. I'm like, and you know, the thing about it is, like, I say the N-word sometimes on stage on Paul Mooney levels. Like, I say it a lot. I do it a lot, and it's terrible, I know. So I get done doing my set, and I go outside to smoke a cigarette. The same white lady that brought her little kid to the show decided to go out and bring him home. So I'm smoking, and she's like, Timothy, come on, let's get in the car. Let's get in the car. He looks me dead in the face and goes, nigga, I ain't getting in no fucking car. See? My nigga. How much money did you guys get as a kid for your tooth, for the tooth fairy? $1 quarter? $1? $1? That's kind of expensive, man. $1, right? Yeah, my son just lost his tooth, right? He just lost his tooth, and me being a good parent, I thought that was going to be a good opportunity for me to, you know, put something under his pillow, you know? And the crazy thing is I didn't see him for 2 weeks after he lost his tooth. I see him again 2 weeks later. I come back 2 weeks later, I see him again, and I asked him, I was like, hey, did the tooth fairy ever come? He goes, no, Dad, the tooth fairy never came. I was like, fuck, I forgot to put the money under the pillow. Just 2 weeks has gone by, you haven't seen the tooth fairy? He's like, no, Dad, tooth fairy never came. I said, that's fucked up, I'm sorry, son. Maybe the tooth fairy got caught up. So that morning he went to school. And I thought it was a great time for me to put the money under his pillow. Come to find out, my son's been getting $10 to $15 for every fucking tooth he's lost by his mother. That's a bag of weed, man. Are you kidding me? I can't be giving no kid $10 to $15. So I reached in my pocket, pulled out 75 cents, put it under his pillow. I thought he'd be satisfied. He came home. I was like, hey, son, did the tooth fairy come? He goes, Dad, yeah, the tooth fairy came, but didn't leave what I expected. I was like, hey, man, you ever think the tooth fairy's just been going through some shit lately? Huh? You ever think the tooth fairy just got laid off? Problems he doesn't know, problems he doesn't understand. But we're going to get this show cracking. Are you guys ready for a show? All right, this is one of our favorite guests here at CCTV, Cambridge Comedy Underground. He's hosted, he's performed, and he's back for you guys again. Put your hands together right now for my main man, Kevin M. Quigley, ladies and gentlemen.
How's it going tonight, Cambridge? How's it going? I love this city. I love this beautiful city. I came in here on the subway today. Any subway fans in the house? Okay, well, not everyone likes it, but no matter what you say, statistically speaking, the subway remains the #1 place to cough and cut your toenails. So, killing, all right. No, there's problems, though. Like any other public institution, there are some issues. Neo-Nazis, white supremacists, they have been spotted on our very subway system here in Boston. And I think the other day, I met one. I wasn't sure at first, but this guy sits down next to me. The first 2 words out of his mouth, the Jews! I know, and I didn't even need to hear the end of that sentence because I've never heard anybody say, the Jews have opened a bakery in Coolidge Corner. They have a croissant to die for. It is flaky, but it is not dry. It is savory, but it is not soggy. So I recommend to you, in the strongest possible terms, that you try Steinman's Bakery. That is, again, in Coolidge Corner. It will knock your socks off. No, that's not what he said. That's not what he said at all. But he ended up flipping the script on me. I couldn't believe it. He ended up complimenting the Jews. He said, the Jews control the weather. I was like, really? Good for them. I guess they are God's chosen people. He was confused. I said, man, looks like God was trying to delegate weather duty. Pretty important job. Could have given it to anyone. Could have given it to you, but he knew you'd fuck it up, so he chose the Jews. Guy said, they are an inferior race. I said, you're screaming on public transportation. They have dominion over the atmosphere. I think the Jews win this round. Sir, maybe if you talk less shit, Tornado Alley wouldn't go through the Bible Belt. Think about that. I don't know why that's considered an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. Like, if Jews could control the weather, then wouldn't everyone invite Jews to their 4th of July barbecues? You're like, oh, what a beautiful day. Storm cloud approaching. Eli, you want to take this one? Thanks. What about the surfers out in Southern California who are depressed? They're distraught because it's been 3 months and there's been no swell. All of a sudden, some guy comes riding in on a tidal wave with a yarmulke. He's like, Mazel Tov. That's actually the plot of a comedy film I've been writing. It's called Kvetch Some Waves. Alternate title, Hang 10 Commandments. It'll be in theaters never, because the Jews control media, right? Guys, stand-up comedy is hard. I know I'm making it look easy right now, folks, but it's very difficult. I told one of my friends, I confided in him, I said, hey, my dream is to move out to Los Angeles and actually pursue comedy professionally. You know what he told me? You know what he said to me? He said, you're just gonna end up doing porn out there. I know, it's so disrespectful. I was telling this guy about my dreams. I'm gonna go across the country, I'm gonna actually go for it, and he said something that was so disrespectful to porn stars. Like, guys, you seen porn stars, you seen what they can do. I think we were being a little bit too hard on them. It's hard work, there's bad hours, there's a union, there's more to it than just not being able to pay for a pizza. Like I hear this guy say, hey, you know Karen? She's moving out to LA. She can't sing, she can't act. She's probably gonna wind up doing porn out there. I'm like, oh, she can't sing, she can't act. Has she trained herself to have no gag reflex? She's probably gonna wind up driving for Uber. Let's manage her expectations. Like, I couldn't do porn personally, because like I have very unenthusiastic orgasms. The director wouldn't be able to tell. I'd just be like, can we cut this, sir? Thank you. Porn stars, like, they can make anal sex look easy. If you've ever tried this, you know it ends with an empty bottle of lube and 2 grown adults holding back tears. Any Catholics in the audience back me up? No? I find anal sex is a lot like with your partner determining that you are going to watch a foreign language film on movie night. It's like, hey, let's shake things up. Let's see how they do it in France, and maybe. About halfway through, you look at each other and you're like, that's enough. Let's go to bed. I don't have a partner though. I'm out there. I'm out in the world looking for a lady, and my friends try to give me advice, but I can't take the advice I get from my friends. It's always so awful. They'll say things like, Kevin, you're a lanky bastard. You gotta stand up straight. You gotta puff your chest out. You gotta put your arms out. You gotta make yourself look as big as possible. And I don't think that's a dating tip. I think that's a mountain lion safety tip. Like, if I get her back to my place, do I have to hang my food up from a high tree branch? This doesn't seem practical. Like, just because you saw it on the Discovery Channel doesn't mean it's real advice. Like, that song is catchy, but I don't think it applies here. Ugh. My other friend, he says, Kevin, it's so simple. You just gotta treat ladies the way you want to be treated. And that's illegal. I don't know about you guys. When I see a pretty girl, I know exactly how I want to be treated. It's 2 violent crimes and a public indecency. Not exactly a candle at dinner. You know who came up with that? Treat people the way you want to be treated? Jesus Christ. Not taking advice from a guy who died a virgin. Kind of a loser, if you ask me. Sometimes that line divides the crowd. I'm glad you guys are all heathens. That's good to know. My one friend, he said, Kevin, you sleep with one girl, then you get to sleep with all of her friends, because she'll tell them. I was like, okay, this is a weird strategy, but I'll try it out. So the other day I had sex with a girl. I don't know how, I didn't trick her or anything, it just kind of happened. The other day I had sex with a girl, she said, Kevin, that was great. I said, thank you, can I use you as a reference? Like, share, subscribe, retweet, all that stuff. All right, guys, I'm gonna go back to your host, thank you so much.
Give it up one more time for Kevin M. Quigley. I love Kevin M. Doesn't he look like he's ready to just embezzle some shit? Just at any moment, right now. Just anyway, this next comedian coming to the stage, she's superb. And you guys will find out very shortly, as in right now. Give it up, put your hands together for Shelley Gruenberg, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, how's everyone doing? I'm doing so good. That's great. I broke my hand this year. I got a boxer's fracture on these 2 knuckles. You should see the other guy, though. Still adore. I have some brain problems. Yeah, my therapist actually diagnosed me with bipolar disorder and then promptly retired. Not a joke, guys, just a bad thing that happened to me. Yeah, that's what we in the biz call a reverse Nanny McPhee. You know, where you wait until someone really needs you to just leave their life forever. Sorry, guys, the crux of that joke was you having seen the movie Nanny McPhee. That's my fault. But yeah, one thing I've been really struggling with this diagnosis specifically is the stigma behind it, you know? Because people hear bipolar, specifically bipolar women, and think it's synonymous with like being a bitch, which I really hated for a long time. Didn't hate it enough to stop being such a bitch though. Oh my God, I care more about being kind of a jerk than I will ever care about destigmatizing mental illness. Oh my God. But yeah, no, this has been a rough year. My ex-fiance messaged me on Facebook recently. Didn't love that, but you gotta respect that confidence. You know, of a man to message you on Facebook like he's not the reason you changed your phone number. Bold of you. You know, I'll be the first to say it. Open relationships, very cool. Less cool when they're a surprise. For sure. It was open on one end, like a cup or bowl. Very fun. He cheated on me with 4 people. I know, that's what I said. Yeah, that's too many. That's the Beatles. That's 1/3 of Jesus Christ's entire following. That's an entourage, like from Entourage. That's Turtle, that's Drama, that's the rest of those. I just outed myself as not knowing all of the members of Entourage. But yeah, like, feelings change. Obviously, his feelings changed. He didn't want to marry me. But my feelings changed too. Like, I used to love him, and now I'm just impressed at his capacity for evil. Yeah, I think getting this email was actually, like, exacerbated the issue that I was already going through a breakup, you know? And it's hard to pinpoint, like, the worst part of it, because it was like I'd wake up every morning and miss him so much my stomach hurts. But then I realized, like, the worst part is the realization that all of your friends just let you date a white rapper for 2 months. Oh my God. I'm not looking for a new boyfriend. I'm looking for someone to hold me accountable. Oh my God. That was a lie. I am looking for a new boyfriend. Yeah, but so like if anyone who's on the show like sees my set and wants to talk to me afterwards, like come up to me and like give me the phone number of a friend who's not a stand-up comedian. I'd love that. No, but I was talking to some friends because I was like, I'm trying to find somebody and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And my best friend was like, you just need to have patience. Which really pissed me off because it's like every man I've dated in the last 3 years has been on SSRIs. So I think I have about a 45-minute blowjob worth of patience already. Yeah. And the thing is, I don't think the issue is patience. I for sure think it's my living situation. That situation being squalor. The basement apartment that I share with, say it with me, folks, 7 people. A little delayed, but that's okay. You know, it's not like this is on TV or anything. But yeah, me and my platonic male friend saved a bedroom to save on rent, which is great because I hate like sleeping through the night or having sex, so it really facilitates my lifestyle perfectly. But the issue isn't him. I think one of my other roommates was a drug dealer because he had a Mac Miller painting, not a poster, that's important, and a drone. And he told me he's a drug dealer. I agree, the third reason is the most compelling. But yeah, Like, that wasn't the worst part, though. I think the worst part was the bathroom. Because it looked like while I was at work, everyone just went in there, cut their pubes, and just threw it into a fan. Which I guess is fine. Like, they're allowed to do that. But it makes me hate them a lot. But yeah, I'm used to, like, cramped living situations because I did grow up really poor. When I found out, I was pissed. Oh, my God. Because you don't always know. Yeah. I realized when I found out people are just allowed to flush pee. Like, it's not like a national policy. Because my mom would walk around the house like I was a diva. She was like, oh, Shelley thinks we're made of toilet water. I didn't think that. But yeah, she always had this old, like, Southern lady adage. She would always be like, if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, come get me and I will make that call for you. All right, thank you guys so much.
Give it up for our undergrounder, Shelley Greenberg, one more time. She helps us out a lot. Shelley said to give her some numbers. Hey, Shelley, I just want to let you know, I got this guy named Raheem. He got 3 felonies. Hold on. He got 3 felonies. He runs his own construction business, and he's a white guy from New Jersey. So that might work out. All right, you guys ready for the next comedian? Oh, I don't hear you. Are you ready for the next comedian? Now listen, this next comedian coming up, she is an absolute monster. Like, I've done shows with her all over Boston. She hails from Boston, but she's all over LA, Nevada. She does it all, man. And she's about to put that pain in right now. And you guys are gonna love her. Put your hands together right now, for my girl, Zenobia Del Mar.
Hi, everybody. I'm so glad to be inside here at Central Square. Jesus H. Christ. My bike is in the shop, which is some bullshit, so now I gotta take the T. It's like the worst. I miss my bike. My bike sometimes causes problems, though. Like back in July, it's like I got a civil war going in my pants. Because it's like I'm riding a bike to build up my ass, but it's punishing my clam at the same time. It's like my ass is the government and my pussy is Detroit. It's like you sitting there and you suffer. Like, Jesus, this is awful. Some things I don't like, right? Should we start with that? I don't like the fact that on the way here, I passed a place where you just fucking throw axes for no reason. Just grown-ass people who can't dress themselves, cook a meal across the street, are throwing axes 100 feet from the Dunkin' Donuts, and I don't fucking get it. Like, what are we doing right now? It's like we're paying to throw axes. You got CrossFit so that you could do what the fuck you were supposed to be doing anyway. I'm like, you know what? I can't wait for 20 years when the water wars start. All of these kombucha quinoa eating motherfuckers are going in the first wave. It's gonna be great. Right into the fire. They're gonna take an Uber pool there. That's when we rebuild, some people know. I don't know. He was talking about the other places I've done comedy. I came back home. I was in LA. They're still trying to make me jealous. They're like, it's sunny all the time and we have all this weed. I'm like, aren't you always on fire? It's like, you know you probably shouldn't live where water isn't until we absolutely have to, right? I'm just like, that's just my Boston smarts. Like, what the hell? Always on fire. Mountain lions come out of the hills to eat your pets. Like, there's no rain. I'm like, this is a hellmouth. Going home, right? I come home to Boston. I love that we have adorable names for awful places. It's like if you don't know any better, you're like, oh, Fall River, that sounds fantastic. New Bedford, we should go. And you're like, man, you should have just called this Danger, New Hampshire next to Massachusetts, because this pull up to a show. You know, white women in pajama bottoms in the parking lot. I'm like, this ain't safe. I'm like, I need to go home, right? I was on the T earlier and I saw this ridiculously ugly baby. Just made no good sense. I was like, first of all, who did that? Because that is hilarious. Then I'm like, this kid can't be new. Don't get a face like that until you've done some living. Start talking to this little ugly baby. He knows all kinds of stuff. He was born with PTSD. He lost friends in Nam. I was like, what, ugly baby? He's been to the Hotel California. I'm like, Jesus Christ. This little baby is fascinating, right? I don't know. I'm on Facebook because I'm old and trying. It's just like, I don't know. It's like every time I hear somebody with a pregnancy announcement on Facebook, I'm just like, well, we're running low on regular ass motherfuckers. I'm just like, do we really need more of you? I don't understand, right? It's like when people tell me there's stupid, solvable ass problems. And I'm like, have you tried not being an idiot? Just like, it works for me. Just one dummy telling me stories about another dummy that I don't know and definitely don't care about. I'm like, none of this involves me or is a sandwich, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna freaking leave, right? The weather's getting better. It's like getting warmer outside. Not getting warmer, well, it's warm now. It's like 50 degrees. This is not good for me. You go to Central Square and they're all out. I'm like, God damn it. I've gone awry. How do you bring this firestorm back home? I don't know. I do smoke a lot of weed, though. Or as I like to call it, happy classic. Weed is like the best ever. I was high and watching the Golden Girls this morning. And they pop up with those ads for real drugs. They're like, hey, you got dry skin? Skin's a little dry? Take this pill. It's going to give you AIDS. You're gonna grow a penis that doesn't work and shit blood. I'm like, how is that better? Like, my people have cocoa butter for that. Like, what? It's just strange, right? You look at the side effects to weed. What are those? Every now and then you get lost while looking for snacks. I was like, I will take it. I can still have grapefruit juice. It's like, this is just better, right? My kind of antidepressant. Depression is just the worst, though. It's like a shitty friend that just pops up every now and then to steal your joy and eat your snacks. I'm like, God damn it. But it is better with Netflix, though. It's just like, hand to friggin' God. I'm pretty sure that the theme song for The Office is an actual antidepressant. I'm just like, oh, this is better. Go outside, see a nice dick or a pug, and I'm like, you know what, I'll be all right. Dogs and dicks. Oh God, this set has gone extremely blue, but let's just take the ride. I'm a woman, so it's just like, I'm just born ready to go. It's just like, the other day I was walking somewhere and I was listening to music. You ever hear the right song at the wrong time? Oh, Jesus Christ. I was listening to The Prodigy and I got to where I was going. Hand to God, it took everything in me not to just eagle kick the first motherfucker I saw. I was like, ooh, beat drop. I was like, damn it. I can't listen to my iPod when nobody else knows what's going on, right? You need context. They need to hear Axl Rose in my head so they know why. You know. Jesus Christ. I don't know. I do love music, though. I was listening to Pour Some Sugar on Me earlier because I'm classy like that. We don't have music like that anymore. You listen to music now, it's like, put the pussy on the table, let me smell it. I'm like, what? Like, what? That's not where it goes at all. Like, I'm going home. It smells weird in here. I think I know why you always have pink eye, right? Some things just don't make no sense to me. We already talked about the throwing axes. You know what else doesn't make sense to me? People that are on diets that have a name. I don't fucking trust you. It's just like, wait a minute. It's like, oh, you're on the keto diet? I'm like, yeah, bread has been the best thing ever since Mesopotamia, but now all of a sudden your friend knows what's good. Shut the hell up. Right? It's not natural. It's like this broad was online the other day. She's like, oh, it's my cheat day. I'm gonna have some almond butter with a piece of fruit. I'm don't even have to finish that joke. I was like, it sounds like you cheat yourself every day. I was like, what are you doing? You can't really live a full life without fat. That's why your jammy smells like hot dogs and doesn't work. Your body is pissed off. Eat a piece of fruit. All right, I think I just end on a weird note of eat a piece of fruit, right? But I am a black hippie. I can solve all of my problems with weed, ginger, or laying down. So it works out really well. You need some weed, you need some ginger, go lay down, right? That's the way black people are. We don't trust the PD or the MD. I'm like, no, God damn it. Let's smoke this good weed and lay down, right? You guys are great. You guys are dope. Thanks for coming out. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Zenobia, down more one more time. Ginger, a nap, a sandwich. Sounds all delicious. I love that type of shit. A good old sandwich. I like my sandwiches with the extra shit on. You ever put chips on your sandwich? Chips? You ever put a whole turkey on your sandwich? That's how fat niggas eat sandwiches. That's how I eat my sandwich. I just put a whole turkey on that bitch. You know what I'm talking about, player? He's like, hell yeah, I put the whole turkey on that motherfucker, man. Put a whole turkey on that goddamn sandwich. Who puts a whole turkey on the sandwich? We do. All right, this next guy, you guys know him. I mean, this is my co-host. This is my man. He runs everything along with Pete back there. Coming to the stage right now, my man Casey McNeal, ladies and gentlemen.
Keep it going for Big D Hullum. This is some kind of night, huh? I had to take the MBTA today. And you know the person that sits down next to you in the MBTA that's like the crazy person that tries to talk to you through the whole ride? Well, I'm him, and I'm not stopping, so saddle up, everybody, because I'm crazy. Now, I also like to walk up and down the train going, I'm just trying to get back to Springfield. I don't need your money. I just wanted you to know my agenda. Because I'm crazy. No, I'm actually, it's funny because I talk about the MBTA being bad and stuff. I'm lucky if I can afford that freaking thing. It's like $290, man. I only got $272. What? I tell you, the MBTA, I'm broke. That's my point. I'm broke. Anybody else broke? It's here for broke people. Like, I'm talking like really broke. I'm talking like hiding a TV from Rent-A-Center kind of broke. Fuck you, Columbia House record people. You'll never catch me. No, I went to a fast food place the other day. My debit card got declined for a cheeseburger. Guy's like, dude, this didn't go through. I'm like, could you try running it without the cheese? Whatever we could do, man. I didn't always like this. I used to be one of those high-priced consultants. I used to make a lot of money. I remember the day I said to my wife, I said, honey, if I leave this job and all this money and just become a struggling stand-up comic, will you still love me? She said, of course I'll love you. I'll miss you. No, I don't know. It's not so easy. Now, despite, all the money that you might think could be made in this business, I go out, look for a job, try to find a job. I try to fill out the applications for jobs. It's so crazy now. Everything's changed. I haven't filled out a job application in 20 years. All the rules change. But did you guys know this? There's some good news. Like when you're filling out one of these applications, if you're from New Hampshire, you don't have to declare your felony criminal background. If you're from Massachusetts, you don't have to declare your criminal background at all. And if you're specifically from Charlestown, you don't say nothing about nothing to nobody. Okay, too deep cut local reference? I don't know. You guys ready to keep this show going? All right. This next guy, you've seen him all around town. You can see him regularly at the Comedy Studio. Please put your hands together for Josh Goldstein.
Oh, thank you. I just broke up with my girlfriend. Don't feel bad, I'm lying. We were having sex and she called me daddy. This doesn't say daddy. Like, this says other mom. This doesn't say daddy. Like, what did you think was gonna happen? Just like, it turns out I'm really into incest? Like I don't have any kinks. Like, that kind of terrifies me. Like, somehow I'm the fucked up one for not wanting to spit in your mouth. Like, how is this? Like, do you know how hard it is to be this vanilla sexually? Like, have you ever just tried to find normal porn? Just like medium core, in and out in 7 minutes. Nobody's sure if they're satisfied porn. Have you ever just... It's difficult. I don't know if you guys tried. Apparently shame isn't a popular category. I don't know if you guys knew this. Like, yeah, the sex is cool, but I'm mostly in for the apology, if we're being honest. I don't know. It was weird. Like, Fuck, I forgot where I was in this. Fuck. What was that? Mediocre. Yeah, but I already did that. So we're moving on. Unbelievable. I don't know. Fucking Christ. I just dropped out of school. Don't worry, I'm not a failure. I'm a survivor. It's weird. I went to LSU for 2 years because I wanted to coach football. That's the joke. That's it. Fucking. By the way, not a major. I don't know if you guys were aware of this. I just got a job where I woke up at 5 in the morning and like watched tape of brought high schoolers to party. No, that was it. Like that was. I don't know. I just like the thought of me now like coaching football. It's like calling some lineman a pussy because he missed a block. In the locker room giving speeches. It's like, all right, gentlemen. This is it. One game for the rest of your lives. Whatever happens tonight, win or lose, you will remember. Until the CTE kicks in, and then maybe things might get a little junior say Howie, but before that, I don't know. It's weird, I'm trying to date right now. It's kind of been tough because, like, you know, everybody my age is at school. I'm not really good at dating apps. Like, I tried Tinder, but I just got banned. Yeah, it turns out 3 is the limit on hurricane jokes to girls named Katrina, so... Talk about a Category 5 overreaction, am I right? Yes. Dude, I'm at the point with my dating life where I'll just, like, shave my pubes to tell myself I tried. It's... Take a couple snapshots, take a couple candidates. Don't send those to anybody, right? Those are for me, right? Somebody's got to earn those. Oh, you guys are a fun crowd. I don't know. Yeah, man. I haven't done stand-up in a week. I'm fucking losing it right now. I'm wearing moccasins. It's either appropriation or a fashion statement, but either way, it's cool. Speaking of Native Americans, do you think Native Americans support anti-vaxxers? I mean, it has to be pretty great to see white people kill each other with the measles for a change, right? Just objectively. I don't know. I smoke a lot of weed. If you can't tell by everything. The other day I was smoking a joint and a homeless guy came up to me and asked if I had money for food. And like I feel way worse for homeless people now than I used to. Cause like who the fuck carries cash on them? It's like even if I want to help them, the best I could do is be like, hey man, you got like a Venmo or something? Maybe like one of those Square readers? Like I see homeless people with iPhones all the time. Like we can figure this out right now. Did you see like homeless people standing on the street with cardboard signs that just have a QR code on them? But like I felt bad, so I did what I thought was a noble thing. I just gave him the rest of the joint I was smoking. And I didn't realize that I just gave a starving homeless person more hunger. Dude, that is the last time I'm smoking a strain called White Guilt, all right? I don't know why they sell that. All right, you guys have been great. I've been Josh Goldstein. Have a good night.
Keep your hands going for Josh Goldstein. Yeah, Josh talking about college. I remember my college days. What a week that was. No, I was in college long enough. You have to see the thing about college. I understood for the short time I was there was like you have to master the lingo. You got to understand like the meaning of abbreviations. And all this. Like if you're a psychology major, that makes you a psych major. You guys know this, right? Now join in and learn. If you're a sociology major, you would be a social major. That's right. If you're a philosophy major, you would be unemployed, and that's where I ended up. So, but I was in there long enough to have one experience. You know, college roommates, lovely, kind people that they can be. My college roommates once locked me in the bathroom, and they took away my towel, they took away my clothes, they took everything away. I was taking a shower, and they locked me in there. And my only exit was out of a window into an open courtyard with like 150 college students out there playing volleyball and stuff. You know, it's like Arizona. And as I'm lowering, and it's the only way I can get back in the building. I got to get out. I got to run around. I got to get back in. I'm totally naked. I figure, well, you know, they've seen this sort of thing before. I don't know. As I'm lowering myself out the window, I spied a pizza box in the trash. And I didn't want to take a pizza box to just cover my, you know. So I covered my face with it and just walked across the courtyard instead. It worked pretty good. Domino's didn't have a good year, but. So you ready for another comic? All right. You're going to like this guy. You've seen him at ImprovBoston. You've seen him at the Comedy Studio. Please put your hands together for Matt Shore.
Hey, everybody. We're going to try this. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's what we want. Awesome. How we doing? Cool, awesome. You guys, getting a job is really difficult. You know, like, I'll go online and stuff, and it'll say, you know, on these job postings, hey, you need 3 to 5 years experience, and you need to come in and do work. Like, what? I'm not about that. So I wrote a song about the best way, and really the only way, to get a job in today's economy. It's called Lying on My Resume. Hope you enjoy. Let's flip and rock out right now. Ooh. 'Cause I like my job, 'cause I got a good position, sitting on the couch, television channel switching. Who am I kidding? I'm the laziest one. My parents coming in saying, get a job, son. Got a couple leads, but I'm feeling kinda ill. And I just remembered that I don't have any skills. What can I do? Can't keep living this way. Looks like it's time to pad this resume. Because I'm lying on my resume. I told them my mom is Beyonce. I'm Destiny's Child. They're asking years of experience. Sure, I got 3 to 5. No way you motherfuckers gonna check on my lies. Cause coding HTML can go to HTML hell. But just right now, I'm the computer guy. Beep, boop, beep, boop. I can fix it. Kinda. Cause I got management skills that could management kill. Also a good member of the team. I got a question for you. If there's no more questions for me, how soon do I get paid and how soon can I leave? Cause 8 hours is a long time. What? I got the job. Wow, thanks. I guess I'll see you on Monday. Because the worst part's when I actually get the job, show up to the place, I don't know how to use Microsoft word processor. I'm no philosopher, just give me $15 and I'll go get a falafel, sir. What? Cause I'm gonna take my break 12:30, you know I'm in no hurry, so don't even be worried if you can't find me till 5. I'll be hiding in the closet with my direct deposit, just wait until they find out I'm not qualified. Cause I lied on my resume. It won't be long till they fire me. Yeah, I lied on my resume. At least I have my master's degree. Oh, that's also a lie. Thank you. Thank you. That's very nice. I've got one more tune for you. This song is about when you run into people from high school and you're like, oh, hey. You know what I mean? This song is called High School Acquaintances. You know when you go visit your hometown and you decide to go to that crappy bar down the street? You know the one with the soggy chicken tenders? Those chicken tenders are bad, but they taste like home. And then, all of a sudden, they see you before you see them. Do you know who I'm talking about? I'm talking about those high school acquaintances. I don't have the tolerance. I haven't thought about how you were. I haven't wondered how you've been. Yeah, high school acquaintances. I think his name is Jim. That's right, you were the guy from The Thing. Yeah, hey man. Yeah, haven't thought about you in about 4 years, and now you're coming at me smiling from ear to ear, talking about your school and what you're doing there. Looks like you don't realize that. What? I don't really care. I'm sorry, that's a little rude. I'll just pretend that I'm interested in you. A science boy learning all about atomic mass. Looks like you gone far from second period gym class. This conversation makes me wanna go home. I think I'll take those chicken tenders in a box to go. You're asking me questions, but you don't want to know. You just want me to respond so you can respond with more information about yourself that I don't really care about. Because you're just a high school acquaintance. I don't have the tolerance. You used to sit behind me in math, and I hardly knew of your existence. Yeah, it's like you've had this rehearsed. It's like you've had it prepared. All the shit that you say, it makes me pull out my hair. Even if I was bald, I'd still pull out my hair, my non-existent hair. Oh my God, Matt Shore, is that you? Oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, I'm great. How are you? Oh, good. Yeah, just on my break from Grundleston University. It's a really good school. Oh, yeah, that's... What? Yeah, great. Oh, my gosh, where did you go to school again? Oh, I went to Goucher College. Goucher, where is that? Oh, it's in Baltimore. Baltimore? I heard it's kind of, like, dangerous there. Oh, that's kind of racist. High school acquaintances, sometimes a little racist. Oh my God, please get me right out of here. And no, please don't ask me. No, please don't ask me, because I don't want to get together. You know I don't want to get together. We should like totally get together soon. Fuck. Thank you guys so much. I'm not sure.
Keep your hands going for Matt Shore. So great. God, it's so great to see these young people coming here doing comedy. I'm getting old and cynical now. I'm so old. I'm starting to look at everything different. Like, you know how they had Francis Ford Coppola and Scorsese bagged on superhero movies recently? Said, oh, that's not real cinema. It's not real cinema. And at first I was sort of pissed off at them. And then after a while I thought, God, you know, I'm getting old. I'm starting to think like them. Like, I don't know. I question the whole premise of the things. Like Gotham City. Does Gotham City really need a Batman? They only got like 5 major crooks. Pretty easy to pick out of a crowd. Not that hard to locate. They all live in slanted buildings. They must have the most inept police force on earth. I can hear them calling it. Yeah, dispatch, we got a heavily armed clown down here squatting in a slanted building by the wharf. Oh, that checks out? Oh, okay, that's great. So, but, and then I look at these things like the backstories of things. You guys know Wonder Woman was created by William Marston. Did you guys know that? William Marston is a famous psychologist who also created the polygraph examination, right? So hence the truth lasso. But did you guys know that was based on his wife? It's actually based on his wife and their mutual lover. So Wonder Woman kind of a poly at the end of the day, in case you didn't know that. No, I got to think. I said, shoot, if they made a superhero based on my wife, wouldn't be the same. Like, she wouldn't have superpowers that kill you. They just make you feel really bad about yourself for a few hours. She had the kind of powers that make you go back to the grocery store 3 times to get the right kind of onion. That was a white onion. Go to get a golden onion. I can picture the backstory. She was exposed in an industrial accident involving toxic anxiety. Now she uses her powers of a passive-aggressive personality disorder to fight her adversaries until they just don't know what they're fighting about anymore. You guys ready to keep this show going? Well, I can tell you something about Thank you. I want to tell you something about curating this show. When we choose the comics that come on the show, it takes a lot. We only have one show a month, and I wish we could have so many more because I'd like to book so many more comics on here. And I always try to put in a couple of lotto spots so that a couple of comics can come in and throw their names in for us. And I invite some specific people I'd like to come out to throw in for lotto spots, and we were lucky to draw one tonight. I've seen this guy before, Sally O'Brien's, and all around at Maggie's Lounge in Quincy. Please put your hands together for Mason Smith.
Hey, Casey McNeal, everybody. Thank you. How y'all doing tonight? Yeah. As you can tell by the way I sound, I grew up down south, Plymouth. No, I'm just kidding. I'm from Arkansas. My wife was telling me over the weekend that she's got a new coworker, and she was telling her that when she was a child, her parents were in academia. To which I said, "What country is that? And why would her parents live there while she lived here in America? Just sounds like bad parenting." She said, "What is wrong with you?" I said, "What's wrong with me? What's wrong with your friend's parents that think it's all right to live over in academia while their kids here in America? These academians sound like some real pieces of shit." Then she explained to me what academia was, and I just pulled the I'm from Arkansas card. Works every time. Hey, you got any fans of Ladies' Night in here? Yeah! Love Ladies' Night. When girls get to drink for free, I love it. It means I don't have to buy my wife any drinks. It means I get to drink double. That's a win-win. I've always wondered, though, how a bar can afford to just give free drinks away all night to all these ladies. And I guess it's because girls don't really drink that much. Like 3 to 5 drinks, maybe 7 or 8 if they took an Adderall. And then I was thinking, why don't they ever have a guys drink for free night? If I saw guys drink for free outside of a bar, I'm not even telling my wife. I'm just going to call up my buddy. "Dude, you're never going to believe this. It finally happened. Guys drink for free. Call the boys." You know, this is what we've been training for. It's going to be like we're going into battle. We're going to have one goal in mind: shutting that place down. Place isn't going to open again for a month, if ever. That's why guys don't get to drink for free. Just financially not a good idea. Not very responsible. You guys ever piss off a drunk girl? Everyone's pissed off a drunk girl. Girls have pissed off drunk girls. Seems like when you piss off a drunk girl, their first reaction is usually, "I'm going home." Doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing. You're on vacation in Hawaii. "I'm going home." "Babe, our flight isn't until Monday." "I don't care, I'm going home." The best thing you could hope for is that the nearest bar is having a girls drink for free night. Speaking of vacations, though, my wife and I recently went to Australia, and while we were there, I wanted to find an open mic, and at the time I had only done maybe 6 or 7, and did a little bit of the Googling, found an open mic there, and went and I signed up, and by about the 5th person that sang a American cover of some country song, I realized that this was a music open mic. So I go and I tell the host, I said, "Hey man, I kind of thought this was a stand-up open mic, and I was hoping, you know, I'm here. Would it be all right if I did a couple minutes?" He said, "Oh yeah, mate, no worries. We'll get you on. Have a seat." So I go back and I have a seat, and the person before me finishes up their Kenny Chesney cover, and the host says, "All right, everybody, got a special treat for you. Got a bloke from America here. He's going to come up and do some stand-up comedy for us. Everybody please welcome Mason Smith. Now in my head I heard, all right, listen up. Got some cunt from America. Thinks he's going to tell us some jokes. Everybody welcome this dickhead, Mason Smith. So I get up there and I asked the host, I said, hey, how much time do I have? And he said, oh, you got about 15 minutes. I said, I think I can do 8. And he smacked me on the shoulder and he said, that's just enough time for me to take a shit. Good luck. Thank you guys. I'm Mason Smith.
Keep it going for my man from Duck Dynasty, Mason Smith, one more time. Well, I love Mason's shirt. When white people wear, the cold come out, white people put on that flannel fast, don't they? And if you got a beard to match it, you cutting some wood. You a lumberjack like a motherfucker, right? Shout out to Mason. All right. This next comedian coming up to the stage is a delight, a real treat. She's not one of those bloody blokes from whatever. What was that? Was that Ireland? I'm sorry. That was Australia. Oh, it was Australia. That wasn't a good Australian accent, was it? I'm gonna try it one more time. Hold on. All right. You call that a knife? This is a knife. I'm just wearing. That's not my knife. I just got a dinky. I'll be so pissed if somebody called my dick a dinky. I'll be mad as hell. Speaking of, she doesn't call things dinkies. This next comedian coming to the stage. Give it up for my girl Stephanie.
Thank you, Big D. That hug was for not calling me a bloody cunt, which I think was the correct line. Then I would have thought my mom was in the house, Hey. Hey. Sup. Sup. Hey. Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. I mean, I've never been on TV before. I know this isn't real TV, but I gotta be a lot more famous before I sexually harass people. But you knew what that was, right? I mean, you got the, and the, hey, and the, hey, but you got the, right? Yeah, try it. Try to do the, but without the, it's hard, right? It's hard. And you immediately knew what that was, And I'm friendly. I say hi to lovely people like you a lot, even in Cambridge. And I think the other day I might have got my signals crossed because I was walking along and doing my friendly thing, spreading the love, and this guy just had his hands all the way down the front of my shirt under the bra. And I was like, excuse me, sir. And he was like, oh, well, I wanted to touch your breasts. And I was like, well, what would give you? He's like, well, you did the... And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's legally consent, so, finish up. You got a good squeeze on each. He did kind of ask for consent, so, I'm happy about that. I was after, but, baby steps. You guys are getting better. Good for you. Give yourself all a round of applause. Yeah. That was a trick. You're horrible people. Don't applaud yourselves. But I actually am going to have to be very careful about being sexually harassed because I am off the market. What? I know, I'm really, really excited about it. Being a bride is weird, though, and I'm kind of finalizing all the details. And it's just so serious. I really want to mess with people because they take it so freaking seriously, and it's so weird. It's like a weird prom thing. It's like, why? What I'd love to do is just start wearing a pillow and maybe increase it in size as I get closer to my wedding day, and then on my wedding day, nothing. Oh yeah, and then never address it. And I have people coming, about half of my people would be upset that I didn't ask them for a ride, and half would be concerned I was going to hell. And I would like them to fight at the reception. The other thing that has come to my mind, I had my dress fitting, and I was like, oh my God, this dress is amazing, number one. It looks fantastic. But oh my God, I get what's going on here. This is a bride cage. It's got a corset. You can't get into it yourself. It has a giant skirt. You need attendants to literally do anything. And I'm like, they're worried about me running. Like, that is the purpose of this. Because they know that marriage is kind of a raw deal for women, right? I mean, we die younger if you get married. Men suck the life out of us. They're concerned that you're going to run. Everything on the wedding day, from the dress to the whole itinerary, is geared around you not running. Like, I'm not a big drinker. I don't even drink before my sets. Do you know what my day looks like? 7 a.m., makeup artist gets there, mimosas. 8:30 a.m., hair person gets there, more mimosas. 10:30, Bloody Marys, because apparently if you put juice in it, it's not day drinking. I mean, like, I'm fine. I mean, I'm the kind of person that can just go to a Denny's and be like, hey, I'd like scrambled eggs, a Malbec, and a side of despair, please. I mean, like, I'm comfortable with that place in my life, yeah. I think I'm gonna lean into it because it's my day. No one is going to give a drunken wedding toast unless I want to give a drunken wedding toast. If somebody's going to ruin my wedding, it's going to be the freaking bridezilla. All right? Like, I'm going to get up there, and by the time I actually get to the reception, I'm going to be totally smashed. And I'm going to be like, hi, guys! It's my day! You okay? I love him so much. He's gonna get so laid tonight. We already did it in the bathroom. The priest was in there, but none of us were little boys. So, you know, he walked out. Really, Cambridge? Really? Wow. All right, it's a priest-loving group. That's weird. Yeah. No, he is a really, really super awesome guy. We actually went to his gospel church where we go, and yeah, it's great. They blessed us. They said, like, if you need anything, if you need advice, and they even came up to me and they said, we want to give you a new name. Because he's from Kenya, his entire gospel community is from Kenya. And I was like, oh my God, that's so sweet, thank you. It's like, we want to give you the name Njiri, which means traveler, because you have gone on a great journey to find each other. And I was like, that is so sweet, and I was truly touched. But I don't think anyone was having a problem identifying me. They don't even need my real name. They don't even need Stephanie. Someone's white girlfriend was working fine, you know? If anyone shouts white she-devil, I turn around, you know, I know who I am. Well, that is my time. I'm Stephanie Elliot, and that's also the title of my autobiography. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you very much. Give it up one more time for Steph Elliot. Good old marriage, huh? You about to get married? That's special. I'm not getting married. Fuck that. Because I know when I get married, that's when the blowjobs stop. That's no head, no more. Just, you can't bargain with a woman that just want to be evil like that. Just, you want to take away head? Take away my credit cards. I only got a $150 limit. Shit, just take that shit. All right. This next comedian come to the stage. You guys ready for the funny? We only got a few more comedians left, and then we're going to get the hell up out of here. You guys ready? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This next comedian come to the stage. Keep your hands going right now for Ben Loftus, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, everybody. How we doing tonight? Good? All right, got it. I am thinking about quitting my job right now. I'm feeling pretty good about it, even though I probably shouldn't be because I have no discernible talents and also a screenwriting degree. So I don't know why I feel like I'm in the position to like ignore a job that's giving me health insurance right now. But I don't know. I think I can make more money elsewhere. Like, to this point, the highest paying job I have ever worked was working overnights at a Cumberland Farms. Do we all know Cumberland Farms here? Oh, yeah. Yeah? That's the right amount of enthusiasm for like a regional business. But I worked there for like a year and a half, and I quit after I was robbed at gunpoint twice in a week. Yeah, we'll get back to that though. I went there recently and I saw one of my old coworkers. It was this guy named Kenny. Kenny is in his 40s and he's been working at that Cumberland Farm since he was 16 years old. And for that reason, I was like, this guy is not gonna recognize me, you know? So I walked in and immediately he was like, Ben, how you doing, man? And before I could even get to the counter, he continued talking. And he said, hey, are you still dating that short-haired brunette girl? Because she's been coming in with a guy a lot, and they buy condoms most of the time. And I was like, dude, you didn't even give me a fucking chance to answer yet. Like, what if the answer was yes? Like, this guy's named Kenny, and of course his name's Kenny, right? Like, everyone always is like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's a Kenny. But I went up to him and I was like, no, I'm not dating this person anymore. And you probably shouldn't give out information like that. And he said, oh yeah, I know. I just wanted to let you know because like, that's pretty fucked up, right? And I was like, I don't think that's fucked up. I dated this woman 3 years ago and she's still sexually active and evidently pretty smart about it. Like, I don't understand how that's a bad thing. Honestly, I feel better about it because that means that like sex with me didn't even like ruin the whole thing for her. That's kind of a victory for me. But like, you know, I see Kenny, I realize like, hey man, you still don't know how to do social interactions, but you're 45, you got time. You know, like you'll figure it out. I remember the first time I worked with him, he tried to do like icebreakers with me. He's like, Ben, you ever played the game Two Truths and a Lie? I was like, yeah, you guys all know Two Truths and a Lie. You say 3 statements, one of them's false, you have to guess which one it is. He said, all right, I'll go first. Here are my 3 statements. 1, the car I drove here is stolen. 2, I've only ever voted once and I used my dead uncle's identity. And 3, I saw a guy get stabbed in a park once, but I didn't say nothing. Jesus Christ, dude, I don't even know which one I want to be the lie. Like, that's your life? Like, there was another time he came in and he walked straight up to me and was like, hey, I just need to let you know, I can't talk to anyone today. And I was like, why, man? And he's like, my favorite porn star died under, like, mysterious circumstances. And I was like, well, Kenny, it sounds like you just murdered somebody, so I'll take register tonight. Like, that's totally fine. But yeah, I ignored a lot of red flags from Kenny because he brought weed every time we worked together. Which, like, looking back, it's weird that I spent 5 nights a week smoking weed with a 40-year-old possible murderer. But I felt good about it because I really needed that weed. I don't know if you guys have been to a Cumberland Farms after 2 a.m., but it turns into the fucking twilight zone. Like, I remember once a man came in and he got one of those big 32-ounce cups and he filled it to the brim with nacho cheese sauce. And then he put a straw in it. Like, that was his beverage for the evening. Like, he was hitting the town with a cup full of nacho cheese. Like, another time, a man came in, and it was like August, and he had his coat completely wrapped up like this. And he came up to the counter and leaned over like he was about to whisper. And he said, "Where's the pet food?" And I was like, Jesus, man, can you be a little more specific? Like, and he was glad I asked, because as soon as I said that, this man reached into the jacket and pulled out a living squirrel. And he held this squirrel into my face. And this squirrel had the look of, like, quiet reservation of something that knew it was gonna die soon. But we still, like, looked at each other. I made eye contact with this squirrel. And we were both like, I don't know what's happening either. But I gave the guy trail mix and he left. So yeah, I ended up quitting after I got robbed twice in the span of a week. That was one of the scariest moments of my life, and it just coincided with like too much weed that night. Kenny came into work that day and he was like, hey man, I brought weed, but I can't smoke tonight. And I was like, why? He's like, well, I did some stuff, and it's not going away. And I said, oh, okay, shit. So I went outside, and it was about like 2 in the morning, and I smoked a blunt all to myself. I'm 18 years old at this point. I do not handle my weed well. That was too much. That was objectively too much. And Kenny went outside afterwards to either talk to God or come down. I don't know which one. I wasn't there. But I was in the Cumberland Farms. I'm very high, and I see that a man has come up to the door and is like pried it shut as soon as he came in. So he had these ropes, he opened the door, and then he like tied them and turned around and pulled out a gun. And I said, welcome to Cumberland Farms. And I really threw him off because he was like, this is a robbery. And at that point, it sounded more like improv, but I wasn't really in a place to argue with him. But in my head, I'm like, all right, you're in it now. You got to be cool about it, man. So I'm thinking, like, I'm going to handle this robbery well. He walked up to me, cocked the gun, and I peed. And he said, give me all the money. And I gave him all the money I had in the register. I gave him, like, cartons of cigarettes. And he was like, all right, is that all of it? And I was like, yeah. Well, you know, the safe. And then, you know, he pulls the gun out again. He comes around the counter. He's like, bring me to the fucking safe. So I bring him to the safe, and we get to this back room, and he's like, open it. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. And he was like, well, what? Like, how do you open it? I was like, there's a code. Do you know the code? No, I don't know the code. I have no. And he's like, well, why did you bring me here? And I said, sir, I would argue that you brought me here. But he was just like, this is ridiculous. Like, come on. And I said, hey, look, I'm just like the overnight guy. And for whatever reason that worked, he was like, oh, yeah, you're right. Like, that makes sense. So he left. He left the back room. And as he ran out, he grabbed a bag of Tostitos chips. And he opened the door. He, like, took his ropes off. It's so fucking strange he brought his own rope to the robbery, but whatever. And he leaves. And then Kenny comes back in and is like, Ben, I think that guy just stole a bag of chips. So like a few days later, I go back into work, and I swear to God, the exact same thing happens, like beat for beat. This is a robbery. Is that all the money? What do you mean you don't have the code? Is that pee on your pants? And then the only difference was with this robbery was that he didn't get away with it. The guy who robbed me, he like drove away and his car broke down. So like there was like a whole trial against him, and I had to like participate in it. And I remember we watched his deposition from the night he was caught, and an investigator was like, sir, why did you rob that Cumberland Farms? And he said, well, I heard it got robbed a few days ago, and it was very easy. Thank you guys so much.
Ben Loftus, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna keep this show rolling. We got one more comedian coming up, and then we got one more before the headliner. This next comedian won a lotto spot, which we give out to comedians around the area that want to come up and spit their hot fire, and I'm glad we got him. So here goes my man, Jason Adams, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, thanks, Big D. What's up, Cambridge? Yeah, need that. I don't know, I was having a good day till I got called fag on the red line on the way here. You know, usually it's not that bad. It's just fag, asshole, and fight's done, right? But this townie threw me for a loop when he hit me with, hey, what kind of fag are you? Huh, I never thought about it that way. What kind of fag am I? It's kind of a difficult question. I'm a really sex-positive guy, so it all depends on my mood. And all I can really tell you is I spent 15 years living in San Francisco and West Hollywood and somehow got out of California with my gag reflex intact. So really, what kind of fag could I be? Jesus, not for lack of trying. I don't know. It's just Boston. You can burn down the rack, close all the friendlies, and change every street in town, but it's really that unique blend of casual homophobia and shitty gaydar that lets you know you're in spitting distance of the 617, aren't you? But I have a long history with the gay community, going all the way back to my first high school girlfriend. She came out of the closet to me, dumped me for another girl, and started the Gay Straight Alliance at our school. I tell you, it does wonder for your 15-year-old self-confidence with a 24/7 rock-hard boner and 2 hairs on your nuts. Of course, the next girl was a little better. I mean, at least she took my virginity before she came out of the closet to me and dumped me for another girl. Jesus Christ, is my dick just a witching stick for lesbian tops? This is going to be a really lonely life. Turns out I was a Dutch boy and didn't know it. If you don't know what that is, it's the flip side of a fag hag. It's a, fag has a single straight girl with nothing but gay boyfriends. Well, I was a single straight boy with nothing but gay girlfriends. And you learn a lot, but, no lesbian will ever tell you this. It's a big secret. Are you ready? Lesbians don't hate dick. They just hate the fucking dick it's attached to. I know. I just had my 4th anniversary. Married to a woman, natural born, free range. And I'm glad it went better than our previous anniversary because that was a nightmare. You should know we are the poster couple for adult onset brain damage. Right when we started dating, she had a stroke that nearly killed her. But she's from Ireland, so you give her 3 beers and 2 shots of Jameson's, she goes from my left foot to Michael Flatley. The transformation's insane. It's like County Clare super soldier serum or something. But, while I'm helping her rehab, I get diagnosed with MS. So she blows a transformer and I get my wiring stripped. This is going to work out great for everybody. One thing's for sure, we got married and saved at least 2 other marriages. But I guess the last date night wasn't that bad. We went out and saw a nice show and had a nice dinner. Well, we get home and she starts wanting to get frisky, and obviously there's no Cirque du Soleil shit going on in the bedroom anymore. But I want to try some new shit. She says, Jason, I kind of want you to tie me up and spank me. Ooh, right up my alley. We didn't get to do any of this crazy shit before you stroked out. Like, I'll try it. Wait, that's BDSM. Bondage, domination, and sadomasochism with a stroke survivor. Sure, what could go wrong? Sorry, but is not a safe word. I had to let her down easy, I said, look, honey, I'm good giving and game. I'll be your whatever, wherever, whenever you need me to be. But you're paralyzed down the entire right side of your body. I'm pretty sure bondage is redundant. Can't we just cuddle? Anyways, that's going to be my time, kids. Thank you, Cambridge Comedy Underground.
Yeah, give it up. Give it up for Jason. Okay, fam. Give it up for Jason one more time out here fucking stroke victims and shit. We out here tearing up stroke victims. That's crazy. You can't hit her from the side, though, can you? That's fucked up. The one side. Well, right, that's the side. Think about it. All right, whatever. This next comedian coming to the stage right before our headliner. He's been at the Comedy Studio. You see him all over Boston. Give it up for Todd Clay, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, how you folks doing tonight? Good? All right, what's that like? Good. And my wife and I are about to celebrate our 2nd wedding anniversary in a couple weeks, right? Yeah, we'll see. My wife brought a dog into the marriage, nice little Chihuahua dog, And she likes to put little sweaters and jackets on the dog, and I think that's when I walk him, nobody can mistake me for being single, It's really hard to look manly when you walk on a Chihuahua dog that has a T-shirt on that says, Daddy's good boy. It's not happening. One of the first things my wife had me do when she moved in immediately was have me change the toilet paper I'd been using when I was living on my own, But I like the brand I've been using. I could wipe my ass or go sand a boat. She brought the aloe in, guys. You got to appreciate the aloe. It's a good thing, A little tip for the ladies. So if you ever see a guy walking through the store with a 12-pack of Colton Northern, he's taken, right? Single guy's a single ply, right? Is that how it works? All right. was in the grocery store with my wife in the dairy aisle. I like to take it nice places, you know. And I noticed there's still something, I can't believe it's not butter. I was thinking, anybody left out there who still can't believe that's not butter? It's been a while, right?
I can't believe it's not Boomer.
That's right. I was thinking, that's the only product you use that tagline on and get away with it. I can't believe it's not a Mercedes. I can't believe it's not a condom. Shit. I was having some fiscal issues, guys. I realized I was having trouble with cash. I found myself walking through the dollar store wishing they had layaway. Someday. Had a good thing happen over the summer. I lost 27 pounds. That's pretty good, right? I think it's good. Thank you. I'm on the poverty diet. Almost out of my elementary school weight, so. Almost reached my goal, 3rd grade, so that's pretty good. Yeah, the other day I was going to eat my feelings, but then I remembered I'm completely empty inside, so. Yeah. I don't have a lot of cash. I hate when I can smell my neighbors cooking, because it means I have to change my identity, move to another town again. Some of you guys might want to take that joke home to enjoy it, you know? Gotta have a bitter palate for that one. All right. I was sitting on my couch last night. I realized I've been smoking marijuana for 35 years. Yeah, it's good to have goals, right? One long 35-year joint. I was thinking, if I had all that money, though, I spent over those 35 years and all that marijuana hit me right now today, I could probably buy a really big bag of pot. Really big bag of pot. I was at my therapist's office the other day. I told my therapist I like to smoke marijuana to help with my depression. And he told me I shouldn't be doing drugs. Then he wrote me a prescription for Xanax. I was like, all right, Xanax and weed, this guy's a keeper. Taking the health plan. Yeah, for years I thought I was suffering from mental illness. Come to find out, I'm just from Massachusetts. Yeah. I have a birthday coming up, New Year's Eve. I turned 51 years old. Yeah. Yeah, so my birthday's going to sound like that, too. Yeah, so now my age matches the amount of times I have to take a leak a day, so that's good. I don't like my birthday. It's so close to Christmas, I get weird gifts. Yeah, for Christmas, I get a pair of sneakers, and for my birthday, I get the shoelaces. Kind of a bummer. Things change when you get older, I realize. When I was younger, I used to stay up all night doing coke with my friends. Now when I'm older, I stay up all night because I drank a coke with my friends. Yeah. The other day, a friend of mine came up to me and told me I should get a will. That's a nice friend, right? I was like, the only thing I'm going to be leaving behind in a will is a bill for getting a will. I was like, instead of getting a will, I'm going to get a won't. Yeah, because you won't be getting shit from me when I die, folks. That's the facts right there. And they say, they say when you get older, 70, 80 years old, they call those your golden years, right? I think they call them the golden years because you spend the whole time just peeing all over yourself. Golden shower years or something like that. I was given some advice by a friend of mine not too long ago, and that was to never go to bed angry. So it looks like I'm going to be sleeping on my couch until the world gets its shit together, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking not happening. I had a good thing happen. I got a new job. That's good, right? New job. That's pretty cool. A temperature printing company. So I stand on a machine for 8 hours a day, just putting labels on printing blankets. Just putting labels on printing blankets for 8 hours a day. There used to be a machine that did my job, but it killed itself. They'd hire a temp. I'm not going to kill myself. I need the money, so they figure that out. It's corporate thinking, right? That's good. I like that job. So sometimes they send me on deliveries. I get to, leave the warehouse behind. The other day I was on delivery. I saw a little sign out in front of a house to drive like your children live here. So I pulled up on the front lawn. I started doing donuts with my finger out the window. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you with this.
Give it up for Todd. Play one more time. That shit was pretty smooth. I'm gonna use that shit in the bedroom. I'm gonna leave you with this. And I'm just gonna leave and shit. What the fuck you leave me with? Disappointment, nigga? You ain't make me come or nothing. Or give me ice cream. All right, this is the next guy. I just seen him at Nick's Comedy Stop. He was hosting for the weekend. I've seen him all over Boston, killing. I've seen him at the Boston Comedy Festival. I believe he's going to be in the Boston Comedy Festival this year. So without further ado, I want you guys to put your hands together for our headliner of the evening. And I will leave you with this, Tyler Morrow.
How you guys doing? Yeah, you made it to the end. You saw all the white men in Boston. You saw us all. This is good. We get the cameras going. This is good. Putting on 10 pounds, right? It's good. I've been trying to lose weight, and it's back on. All right, it's good. Last year, I specifically went out of my way to lose weight. I lost 70 pounds. So, yeah, for me, it's good. Yeah. And that's, yeah, I just wanted to say that. No. Because I'm friends with all comedians, so they're all just mean and stuff. So it's hard. Like every night, I heard this one a lot. People say, "You're so fat, you can't see your own dick." Someone said that to me. So I went on a diet. I lost the weight. I could see it. I can see it now. And I'm all set, guys. I didn't need to see that. I see that every morning. I've been starving myself to see this. This is what I've been doing. It's horrific. It's not worth it. So I'm trying to put it all together. I'm losing the weight. I'm trying to work on my small talk skills. I'm bad at it. Whenever I'm in an Uber, I start a conversation with the driver, and I realize I never should have started it at all. Every time, I always go with the class, where are you from? And then they're like, Revere. And I'm like, okay, that's the end of this conversation. I have nothing else to say. One time I literally had the guy, I go, where are you from? He goes, Egypt. And I was like, where in Egypt? He was like, Aswan? It's like, okay. I was hoping you'd say the pyramids? Shit. Is Aswan near the Sphinx? I know the Sphinx. I know that one. I had nothing. So all I did, I was just like, so how long you been in America for? And he goes, oh, well, I've been in America for a few years now. After the revolution, we got our money together and we got out of there. And I'm really dumb. So I was like, revolution? You had a revolution? I didn't know. And he goes, yeah, you could tell I was dumb. So he was just like, yeah, the government was bad. So we went to Cairo and we marched and we fought the power. We fought the government. That's what it was. And I go, hey, that's similar to here. We just had some presidential stuff happen. Weren't very happy about it. I personally went to the Women's March. We were all in the Women's March. We went down there. And I go, yeah, same kind of thing. And he goes, oh, really? He's like, when I went to Cairo, I was there for 3 months. How long did you march for? It's like, oh, so brunch, I think? I had brunch reservations personally. I got all my Instagram photos and I was like, I'm gonna get out of here now. I'm gonna go. And he was like, I used to be a doctor. And I hate myself. I do. That's why I hate technology, stuff like that. Just right now, this is gonna be on the internet and stuff. I won't be able to see it because I have a computer virus, so I can't even see that. I don't know how to get rid of that. That's an issue for me in my life right now. And the thing is, when you get a computer virus, it's hard to get rid of. But also, no one feels bad for you because it's your fault. You did something you weren't supposed to, and you have this now. I went to a computer store, and the first thing the guy asked, he's like, "Did you click anything explicit?" I'm like porn? Yeah, it's a laptop. What do you mean? What do you do with your laptop? What do you mean? That's what they're for porn, and then everything else is your work laptop. That's how it works. That's how it goes. And I know that. I'm a comic. I have no shame. I can admit it. I know where you don't get it from Yahoo Games. We all know that, right? You get it from awful pornography, just awful. Not even embarrassing stuff. It's not 9 p.m. Maybe I'll watch a girl strip or something. It's just 4 in the morning, just vicious, just regretful pornography. There's liquids and fluids and there's whips and chains. There's a guy hanging upside down from the ceiling and a lady's wearing stilettos. Let me put my foot in his mouth. I put my foot in his mouth. And you're clicking a button yeah, put your foot in his mouth. And then the computer's just you have a virus. Shit. You're yeah, I probably deserve 2. I deserve 2, man. I said, I do comedy, so I don't care. Like, this guy's asking me this. He's like, did you click porn? I was pretty much like, yeah. I go, yeah, I clicked some porn. And he goes, I said explicit stuff. I didn't say porn. I'm like, but that's what you meant, right? Like, you made this awkward. You did this to us, right? And he goes, well, that's the problem. You clicked porn. I go, well, yeah, it's that. But also, like hackers create the programs that destroy the computer. They don't have to exist. Like there's no need for that. But these people go out of their way, make it, and it goes in your computer and it destroys it. I'm telling him this, and he goes, no, don't blame the hackers, okay? They make the program, but you got to let them in the front door. You got to open it up and let them in. And I was like, are they like vampires? And he's like, yeah, they kind of are, aren't they? I was like, we're not friends. I don't like you. Like, I'm very mad right now. And I was just like, it was a weird moment, so I just made a little joke to get out of it. I was like, well, I guess next time I'll just put some garlic on the keyboard, right? Whatever, throw away. And he goes, oh, or you could just tie knots around the laptop. It's like, I don't know what that means. I go, knots? Like garlic knots? Is that what you mean? And he goes, no, like with rope, we tie rope. I'm like, oh, okay. That doesn't mean anything, though. Like, that's nothing. He goes, no, vampires have to untie knots to get to stuff. I'm like, that's not true? Like, I'm sorry to tell you this. And he goes, no, look it up, Google it. It's a vampire fact. I was like, well, that's not a thing either. Like, that's not, like, I was like, there are no vampire facts. You're vampire opinions, right? Like, you have some thoughts about it. But I go, no. And he goes, yeah, there are vampire facts. And I go, you can't have facts about things that aren't real. And he goes, oh, yeah? What about religion? I was like, those are beliefs. Can you just fix my laptop? Like, can we leave this situation? I don't want a war. And then I had to literally leave the store, the vampire man, with all my porn history, be like, okay, I'm leaving. Because I can't fix this. And I came back a couple of days later. When I came in, he just looks at me and he goes, I found what you clicked. I was like, was it bad? Was it real bad? And like, you remembered? And he goes, it's not the worst I've seen. I was like, you watch vampire porn, so yeah, like, obviously, you've seen way worse than anything I do. And I go, whatever. He starts ringing me up. As he's ringing me up, I look, his laptop's just sitting on the counter, right, open. And the background of the laptop, it's a picture of him with another dude. They're just kind of smiling. And I looked for a quick second. I go, and I look back, and he catches me looking. He goes, you know who the guy in the picture is, huh? And I look back again. I'm like, no, I don't know. Who's the guy? Who is this person? He goes, it's one of the 5 guys. It's like, 5 guys? He's like, burgers and fries? I was like, that's one of the 5 guys from 5 Guys. You know one of the 5 guys from 5 Guys Burgers and Fries? He goes, no, I just ran into him at a party. I'm like, you recognized one of the 5 guys? Like, how's your cholesterol? Are you okay? Like, you shouldn't know him. Why do you know him? He goes, no, I don't know him. I just like ran into a party, and like, he mentioned he was like one of the 5 guys. Like, let's take a picture. And I'm like, that's the background on your laptop? Like, why? I'm like, you don't have children, right? He goes, no, I actually have 2 kids. I was like, why are they not in the background in your laptop? He goes, they weren't at the party. I'm like, what's happening right now? Like, oh my God. And then like, I go, whatever. I leave. I'm like, I get out of here. I go home. And before I went back on porn, I Googled the 5 Guys. Totally not one of the 5 guys at all. This guy's living a lie, and I can ruin it anytime I want. But he has my porn history, so I'm like, you win, sir, you win. You win. Man. So I was trying to put my life together. It's just a mess. So, I've recently learned from my girlfriend that I live in a trash family. I found that out. I tell her stories sometimes about like my past, and she's like, "That's horrible," and I'm like, "I thought it was kind of funny." And I was kind of like, she's like, "You had a horrific childhood," and I'm like, "Did I? I thought it was cool." And I was like, because I was telling her my uncle shared a story with me about we used to do pranks as kids on people and stuff, and I was like, I did pranks when I was a kid too, and like we started sharing things back and forth we did. And I go, like, I always played Ding Dong Ditch as a kid. And he goes, oh, we did that. We did Ding Dong Ditch way back in the day. And I go, oh, yeah. He goes, yeah. He goes, like, when you played, like, what was your, like what was the furthest you got? And I was like, furthest I got? Like, the door? I don't know what do you mean. Like, I don't, that's not an attribute of the game. Like, I don't know, like, I'm confused. He goes, what do you mean? Like, when you were playing the game, how far did you get? I go, we went to the door and then we would, like, leave. And he goes, oh, that's not how we played. I was like, there's not really another way. I think that's it. Like, it's pretty simple, right? And he goes, no. What we do is you go up to the door and you see if it's locked. And if it's locked, you leave. But if it's unlocked, you just go in. It's like, what? He goes, yeah, you keep going until you get to a locked door. I was like, that's not ding dong ditch. You didn't ding dong. You did the opposite of ditch. You went further in. I was like, that's breaking and entering. That's all that is. That's all I'm like, that's literally illegal. And he was just like, no, we didn't take anything over $250. So, and then I shared that with my girlfriend. She's like, that's horrific. I'm like, I thought it was kind of funny, you know. You just break into people's houses at night. All right, guys. I think that's it for me. I appreciate it, guys. You guys are awesome for hanging out the whole time. Give it up to all the crew here and my buddy over here.
Keep your hands go over Tyler Morrow. Big D.
All right, how'd you guys like the show tonight? It was good?
We do this every month.
Every month.
Subscribe to our page. Come and see us. The high definition version will be out. There's a live stream that you can rewatch if you want to show it to your friends.
All right, and that's it.
We want to thank our other producer, Pete Levine. Give him a hand. And Nate Shu, our crew. Thank you guys very much. We got to vacate the building by 9. We don't care where you go, but you can't stay here. We love you. Thank you.
Bye.